This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Here on the Morning Drive, good morning with Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. We'll continue to take your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to the Double T 97.3 mobile app, which is presented by Happy State Bank. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. Before the hoops, we get a random question. I think it's an interesting one, and I too wonder this. Maybe it's just because they've gotten good. Random question, Jamie, but when did Michael Irvin become such a bizarre mascot for Miami?
I don't know how long he's been doing what he was doing this year, whatever it is you call that. I'm not sure. Don't pay that much attention to Miami games, but a year ago, I don't know if he was over there,
right,
gyrating and slapping things with belts. And
right.
I'm not really sure how long that's gone on.
He's always been a fan since he went there, but I don't know that he was out there last year.
I don't know, but man, I really love the fedora and the jacket and the.
You should wear one.
And the turtleneck that Ray Lewis was rocking last night. I don't really want to be like Ray Lewis, but I liked what he was wearing last night. He looked very stylish last night compared to Michael Irvin. The Miami colored, orange colored turtleneck that he was wearing was very, very nice. Very good. Okay. Can we say Indiana winning a national championship is one of the most impressive things in sports? That was the worst Power 4 program for 80 years. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive, yeah, no question.
2 losses in 2 years? Yeah.
Yeah, and, given how they've been kind of a laughingstock in Big Ten football for decades. I mean, people that went to school there would say, I never went to a football game. Or I know we had a football program, but I went to the basketball games. And even when you look at it, I mean, it's been quite some time since Indiana was really, really competitive in basketball. I mean, I know they went to a Final Four, after Coach Knight, but I mean, they haven't won a national championship since, 1987. So that's
how embarrassing if you were an Indiana grad and you said that, right? I mean, I can get if you decided, well, we're not going to go watch any of the. I never went to watch the Indiana field hockey team play. Mm-hmm. But if you went to Indiana and you're now cheering for this team to win a national championship and you said, I went there and I never went to a football game. Like, how do you not go to – that's such a part of college life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get to buy a championship hat.
There are so many people out there, though, Jamie, that don't get sports. Yeah, and but I don't understand them.
Okay, no. If you don't get sports and you're not a fan of sports, that's fine. But if you went to the basketball games but didn't go to the football games,
okay,
is what I'm saying. Those people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, man, you don't get to buy a hat.
Or
you
a
have to return that.
Yeah.
Or a pennant or something like that.
Yeah, like my father-in-law went to Wisconsin, and he's told me before I never saw a football game, basketball game, baseball game, anything, because he's not a sports guy. Mm-hmm. Okay? I'm fine with that. He's not a sports guy. Okay? But if you're like, yeah, we were good in this sport, so we would go to that, but we didn't go to football.
Right.
Like, again, I could get, it's like, hey, we never watched our, swim team or badminton or whatever. Mm-hmm. But football, like, were you really actually a student if you didn't go to the football games? Mm-hmm.
Or a football game. Like, you might have been dragged to a football game.
So, like, if Wisconsin
won
a
being social or that's pretty rich for me to say that, but yeah.
You got dragged places. It just wasn't the football game.
Yeah.
So if like Wisconsin won a national championship in football or basketball, you're not buying him a T-shirt or anything.
No, he wouldn't care.
He wouldn't care.
Yeah.
He'd say, "Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
good for them." He'd say, "Probably good for them, right?"
He'd be bothered that they were spending so much money on sports, and they needed to be focused more on their academics. Yeah.
And
Well, we won't tell him.
Yeah.
You do tell him what you do for a living, right?
He was an engineer. Okay, so that's just kind of that. Any of you who know engineers, they're pretty straight laced and focused on stuff like that.
And he knows what you do for a living, right?
Yeah. Well, there was one point in the dating life when he asked me if he thought I could actually make a living doing that.
Do you know that's a fair question?
I know, but I mean that's a powerful. Do you think you'll ever ask your son-in-law that question?
I was still in college at the time, so I mean it was a fair question. There was no guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever be asked that question? You don't think you'll ever ask that question of a young man that's?
Depends what he tells me he wants to do.
Well, if he wants to be like a pig farmer, you're like, can you make a living at that?
I would assume that they can make money doing that.
Okay.
I think the current candidate wants to be a vet, and so I'm all for that.
Yeah, that seems like a lucrative position, right?
I mean, have you seen how awesome bacon is? Well, where do you think it comes from?
The other thing too is that when it comes to pets, people will spend more on their pets than themselves or their cars.
I'm well aware.
Yeah.
I don't know about cars.
Well, I mean, to get them fixed and stuff, though, we can wait on that oil change. But hey, Buffy over here needs have her claws taken out or something. The cat declawed or something like
more
that.
Of a safety
Black
thing for
Panther.
Me at that point.
6:38 this morning here on the morning drive. You guys probably know this. I've just kind of discovered this. But Houston played on Sunday. And I'm not trying to jump ahead past Baylor. They beat Arizona State by 30 points, 103-73. But they're off until Saturday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've got...
Gives them a little extra rest.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And sit back and watch the game tonight.
Yeah, yeah, and just gives them an extra...
Okay, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm nervous about tonight. I think they're better than their record. I do think this is a legit trap game.
Okay.
And you're going on the road. Mm-hmm. I'm nervous about tonight.
I mean, you're playing a team that's 1-4 in the conference.
But they've lost to some good teams.
They have. I mean, they have
Houston, Iowa State, Kansas.
Yeah. A 6-point loss to TCU. This is Baylor. 10-point loss to Iowa State when they were like in the top 3. They lost to Houston by 22, and then lost at Kansas last Friday, 80-62.
We get worrying about Houston getting extra time to get ready for us. And I'm not saying you affect things, Chuck, but if the team was, oh man, Houston gets extra time, blah, blah, blah. We got to go do this stupid thing down here in Wake. We got to travel down there. Yeah.
Hey, Coach Chuck Heinz said this morning that Houston gets an extra
Better
day.
be happy to be there and happy to put a beat down on some Bears. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'm nervous.
Okay.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Day in sports history today is Tuesday, January the 20th, 2026. Here is Jeff McGuire with this day in sports history.
Starting us off in 1952, the NBA's first superstar, George Mikan, scores a career-high 61 points, leading the Minneapolis Lakers to a 91-81 double overtime victory over the Rochester Royals.
Rochester.
1967, Philadelphia 76ers center Wilt Chamberlain makes all 15 of his field goal attempts in a 119-108 win over the Lakers. NBA record for consecutive shots made, beat the mark twice before the 66-67 season would end.
Wow.
This just in, think he's going to be pretty good. Might want to keep an eye on Wilt Chamberlain. 1974. The 24th NFL Pro Bowl at the Great Vacation Spot, Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri.
I know. How about that? How crazy was that?
AFC beats the NFC 15-13. Guess who the MVP was?
Okay, what was the year again? 1974?
1974. And this is right up Chuck's alley.
It was a kicker.
It was a kicker.
Was it Garo Yepremian?
It was not Gary Yepremian. You mean Yarrow?
No, Garo.
Yarrow.
It was Garo.
Yarrow.
Was it an AFC guy or an NFC guy?
AFC. Miami Dolphins place kicker. May or may not have thrown a interception in a very famous interception in a playoff game.
Okay, who was it?
Yarrow.
It was Garo Yepremian.
Yeah.
Garo Yepremian. That's what I said. I got it right.
1980. 1980. U.S. President Jimmy Carter loses his dang mind.
Oh my gosh, this is right up there with Jim Thorpe for Jeff.
It is.
Jamie. I mean, this is 1A and 1B on his list of things that just he continues to.
This one's worse. This one's worse than Jim Thorpe. The Jim Thorpe one upsets me because it took 60 years to fix it. You can't fix this one.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen again at some point. Jimmy Carter announces the U.S. boycott of the 1980 Summer Olympics in Moscow after the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan.
It cost former Monterey coach Jill Schneider a chance to play.
It cost a bunch of people.
Right, no question.
And the entire reason for having the Olympics was to come together and compete peacefully.
Yeah, without politics and sports. Yeah.
2007.
Again, on his irritation level.
It's pretty high.
That's really high.
It's like, but this might be the
2007, not so irritated. Daryl Dora scores 19 and blocks 3 shots as Texas Tech upsets number 5 Kansas 69-64 to end the Jayhawk winning streak at 10 games.
I miss Daryl Dora. He's really a good dude too.
Mm-hmm.
He was here for quite some time, and I've lost track of him.
And in 2021, Dan Campbell is appointed the head coach of the Detroit Lions. Remember how yesterday was National Popcorn Day?
Uh-huh.
Today is National Butter Crunch Day.
And Butter Crunch is
Caramel covered popcorn. Like the...
Okay.
With the peanuts and like Cracker Jack.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff. It's also Cheese Lovers Day. You don't like cheese?
I like cheese on pizza, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm in.
I like cheese.
Yeah.
Big time happy birthday. Dr. Mike Gustafson.
Oh, nice.
59 today. He is joined in Red Raider lore. Torian Henderson turns 43 today.
Oh, man. Stud.
And our favorite guy, who you can never remember his name, Dadrian Taylor Demerson, is 25.
That's because everybody refused to call him by his name.
Not refused. Rabbit was just easier. Rainn Wilson also is 60 today. J.J. McCarthy, 23. Buzz Aldrin, 96. Bill Maher, 70. Ron Harper, 62. And Nick Foles is 37.
How old is Big Mike today?
59.
59. Okay.
And in 2020, you should already know where this is going. Following a rapid spread from its origins in China, the first U.S. case of the 2019 novel coronavirus, which causes the disease known as COVID-19, is confirmed in a man from Washington State. According to the CDC, 14 U.S. coronavirus cases were noted by public health agencies between January 21st and February 23rd of 2020. All those patients had traveled to China. The first non-travel case was confirmed in California on February 26th. And the first U.S. death was reported on February 29th. So buckle up, boys.
Here we go.
2020 up for a while. We know what's going to happen.
About to get interesting. In a bad way.
And that is this day in sports history.
This day in sports history, 6:51 this morning. Here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to WT973.com or the Visual Edge IT hotline.
It's just crazy to just go back and think that all of us were, not just us, but I mean, so many people were working from home and like we all just, like so many things shut down and that's just amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like public tennis courts.
Yes.
I love that's the thing Jamie immediately thinks of. It wasn't the movie theaters. It wasn't the restaurants. It was the public tennis courts.
Don't worry, we found one that didn't lock its gates.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I played so much tennis during that time.
You know, yeah, I was among
Are you
those.
speechless over there? What's going on?
I was just thinking about my COVID experience. Didn't last very long because I was put back to work pretty quick. Like we need to sell some advertising. Just put a mask on and go sell some advertising, which was fine. I had no problem that I'd go in and nobody would have a mask on and we'd do some business and move on. Meanwhile, the golf courses are full and tennis courts are full and people are at home, getting a tan,
the tennis
walking.
courts were not full.
They were not full.
There's very, very few were open.
Yeah, I remember coming to work and being one of 3 people in the building.
Yeah.
That you must have hated that.
There was, the 3 people who it was me and Connie and, who was the third person? I can see her. I just can't think of her name. From TV production. It was like the 3 of us. And then like 2 people in Master Control that never left Master Control ever. Yeah. Like that was the whole building was dark. Yes. There weren't 900 conversations going on that nobody cared what actually was being said. They just wanted to say words.
You could ramble the halls and just talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Juan M says, Chuck, just wondering, no criticism. Do you not like cheeseburgers? Not. I'll eat it if it comes on with one, but I would prefer not. But that's just me. And Jamie would tell you, you do you, right?
Yeah.
You do you. Yeah. And I got no problem with anybody else doing. I find
it very hard to have macaroni without cheese, though.
I'm a big fan of macaroni salad.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
All right, we'll get to Red Raider basketball. Also continue the conversation from the national championship game. But we'll focus on the hoops next. Red Raiders taking on the Baylor Bears tonight in Waco. 7 o'clock broadcast time, so some 12 hours and 6 minutes from now. And then the tip at 8 o'clock tonight from Foster Pavilion on the Brazos there in Waco.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. We take your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We'll have Red Raider basketball tonight on the air for you at 7 with the tip at 8 from Foster Pavilion. Have you been inside there yet?
No, I have not.
On your travels? Mm-hmm. Do you have you're more of a going to football stadium guy when you're traveling with baseball than the basketball stuff, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Just probably because it's easier to get into the football than the basketball? Or just
not as much interest?
No, not as much interest. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the thing that strikes me about their new place, Foster Pavilion, is one, how steep it is in the upper deck, and then 2, how much. And I think this is obviously good if you're the home team. If you're not the home team, that's not good. But I mean, the fans are literally right behind you. It's almost like in the lower level, how sometimes you'll have like the high school bleachers that are like right behind you. That's kind of how it is. And I mean, it's loud, and when that place is, and not even when it's packed, it's loud, and it's bright. I mean, obviously lights are on, but I mean, just the scoreboards are very vibrant, and they did a good job with the space that they have. I wouldn't want to go there every night, and watch a game because I don't know it doesn't look like the parking situation is very, very good. And like I said, if you're sitting in the upper deck like we do for the men's games, I feel like that it wouldn't take much to lean over and all of a sudden you're falling in somebody's lap and then you're probably dead. Because the stairs are so steep. I mean, and Cincinnati is that way too. Cincinnati reminds me of Houston and the Fertitta Center, but they have this end zone at Cincinnati that is just, man, it's so steep. It's like, it scares me because like I didn't want to go up there at all. It's like, and they have it named after somebody, so it's really weird how steep it is in the end zone. But anyway, teach your own. But what do you? I mean, a road win is a road win.
Yeah, I don't think you have to say that with this game. As I've said before, again, I don't think Baylor's a terrible basketball team. So I don't think even just because their record's 1-4, I don't think you need to be apologizing. Well, the win's a win. It's hard to win in the Big 12, like you did when you went to Colorado. I think Baylor's a better team.
I heard you guys talking yesterday on the bottom line about kind of where you thought the team would finish. And did I hear you right that you felt like that the men would finish about 13-5? Is that kind of what you're thinking? Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is not one of the other 4 losses that you're thinking that they would garner. But I mean, if you did lose tonight, then that would really not. That would probably put you back to 12-6. But what games coming up really concern you as far as the men are concerned? Obviously, the game on Saturday with Houston, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, road trips to BYU and mm-hmm. road trip to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Road trip to Iowa State.
Yeah. You have to go to. You have to go to Morgantown as well.
Yep.
Yep. Not that they're just lighting it up, but I mean,
they're a solid team.
It's hard to win it. It's hard to win at home, mm-hmm. at their home, I should say.
You really probably would be faster to ask which ones don't concern you.
Home for Kansas, I think, is another tough one that mm-hmm. you just never know, which is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Even going to UCF.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a cupcake by any stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado on the 11th.
At home,
and Kansas State at home. Cincinnati at home. Might be the 3 I'm not worried about in some way.
You worried about TCU at home?
Yep.
Okay. I feel like that you've taken care of business.
It's a different level of concern mm-hmm. than it is with like Houston coming up on Saturday.
Sure.
But that's a team that wants to come in and beat you, and you're playing at home, so I feel better about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you should be better than them, but what's your depth going to look like at that point with your guys playing 40 minutes a game?
Yeah.
What can JT and Christian Anderson keep up this pace all season long by that point in the game?
Can I just be Jerk Jamie and ask, are there teams that come in here that don't want to beat us?
No, well, in-state rival that wants to beat us. There's a little extra mustard on that game.
Okay. Because could you let me know? Because I'll cheer for those teams. I will. I appreciate them.
I think BYU wants to win. I don't think they just want to beat us. It's different.
What do you think? Does 13-5 get you 4th place in the Big 12?
Possibly. Good shot at it.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it'll probably be pretty tight.
Yeah. I don't know. I know that you have higher hopes as well because you were asked what you thought it would be. Obviously, if you win if you win on Saturday, does your record go up in your mind? Like, do you go to 14? Like, you win tonight, and you win Saturday. Do you go to 14-4?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
See how good that looks.
Yeah. There are other. There's a lot of games in the Big 12 tonight.
Yeah.
This is somewhat surprising. Number 19 Kansas plays at Colorado. They will be without their coach Bill Self tonight. He was hospitalized again yesterday. He's had some heart issues, including one over the summer where they had to put a couple stents in. They play at Colorado tonight. He's 63, so now you got to kind of question. All right, well, how much longer is this guy going to coach? If you're KU, that's a 9:00 game tonight, 10:00 game tonight. I'm sorry, our time. Also tonight, number 9 Iowa State plays host to UCF. This is kind of one of those bounce back games for them, isn't it? I mean, they need a good showing tonight.
Oh, they've lost 2 straight, so they got to get it figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
turn it around.
So this is like, okay, this is a game that you would expect to win. And if you're UCF, they're 14-3. They're like, hey, don't discount us, because we can play some ball here. And I think that they do get discounted. And UCF is 3-2 in conference play. Also tonight, you have Oklahoma State at TCU, and Utah is at Kansas State. Both those teams are 9-9. And for K-State, it's like at some point in time, they got to start winning some basketball games, or they're not going to be in postseason play. And they are 0-5 in the conference. They're going to have to win a bunch to get themselves even back into contention. And Utah is like, they're probably looking at this going, well, this would be a good win for us on the road. One, because it would be our second Big 12 win, and it's a win on the road. So that's the scoreboard for tonight as far as college basketball is concerned in the Big 12. Tomorrow night, it's not as heavy. You've got the number 1 team in the country, Arizona, playing host to Cincinnati, and Arizona State plays host to West Virginia. So I bet you on Saturday those are flip-flopped. Yep, Cincinnati goes to Arizona State, and West Virginia goes to Arizona. Makes a lot of sense.
Sure
if you're going to be that far from home, you might as well stay out on the road and take on both the Arizona schools if you're West Virginia and Cincinnati. All right.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
Gentlemen, today I am going to ask you to try to pull something out of your memory bank.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Okay.
And my question is pertaining to your expectation level with the Red Raider football team at this time now compared to and before the season started. So my question is, what was your confidence level that you would win the Big 12 and get to a college football playoff last year compared to where it is now for this upcoming season? So just try to remember whereabout. Let's go on a scale from 1 to 10. Where was your confidence level then, if you can remember back, and where is it now that you'll win the Big 12 again this year?
My thought would be that my confidence level is much higher today than it was a year ago. Okay.
Okay.
I would tell you my confidence level was probably about, in terms of winning the Big 12 and getting to a college football playoff. Man, I'd say my confidence level is probably about 50%.
Okay.
Okay.
And where is it?
I think my confidence level today is unreasonably at 75 to 80%. I think part of that is because I think it's so hard to do it the first time, and that once you've done it, that it doesn't necessarily make it easier. It's just that it's like anything else. When you've done something, you have the experience of having done it, whether it's as a group or yourself individually. And I think these coaches and administrators and boosters and people that put the whole thing together, their plan worked, and they can say to the groups moving forward, here's a game plan for us that worked, and here's a path for us to get to the Big 12 and get to a college football playoff. And we think this is what we need to do to take the next step and win a college football playoff game, and then potentially get us into a national championship game. So I just think that the visualization now is a lot easier because you've done it. So I feel like that my confidence level going forward is, at least for next year, with what you've already added to your roster and just what you have coming back and all those things, I'm at 75, 80%.
I think last year at this time, I was around the 40% mark. Because we hadn't seen anything yet. We'd heard that we'd got some good guys in the portal yet, but we hadn't seen anything yet. They hadn't gotten together and practiced yet at this point. I think that's when my big switch changed.
Let me say, I didn't want you to be where I didn't want you to remember where you were in January. I wanted you to remember where you were before the start of the football season.
Oh, before the start of the football season. Oh, yeah. Well, I want to say I was like 70% before the start of the football season to win the Big 12. To get into the championship game, I was probably in the 80s or 90s. I am to get into the Big 12 championship game. Go ahead and write that in at this point for 100%. I see no reason not to say you're playing in the game. And like I said earlier, I'm at 97.3 that you're going to win the thing. Because, there's no reason not to be at 97.3.
Okay. I think before the start of the season last year, I was much higher than you guys. I was probably like 70%. Okay. I mean, the roster just made such a difference. Mm-hmm. I mean, you were the most talented by far. And after seeing last year, not just because we won it, but how dominant we did it, you may not be as good in some areas. You may not be quite as dominant on defense as you were a season ago. But I've seen other teams improve upon their teams in the Big 12 conference, all of that. I still don't think that they have, quote unquote, caught up with what you have brought in as well. So I probably was 70%-ish before last football season, and I think I'm probably 85-ish that you'll win the Big 12 this year.
Okay.
So all of us went up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's really hard for me to believe that you were only at 50%. Yeah. And you were only at 40%.
At this point last year, it was where the 40%. I was about 70.
Okay.
70, because I was also worried about the Oregon State game for no apparent reason. And I had Kansas State lost marked in on my schedule.
Understandable, yeah.
Those kind of things, I was worried that were going to keep you out of it. I liked what your team looked like, but...
So do we get to avoid you being so incredibly worried about Kansas State every game now? Is that died? Is that horse dead?
It hasn't died, but it is definitely no longer on life support.
Yeah, I think I was riding on that same horse with Jeff with regard to K-State.
And to be clear, I wasn't going to pick a win against Kansas State until you won one, because it had been so long since you had. Well, now you have, so I'm allowed to pick them. I'm allowed to pick the Red Raiders over the Wildcats.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, is it dead? Are you
that part? That
now?
Part is dead. That doesn't mean I don't think that Kansas State still has the reputation for jumping up and biting you.
I think another thing for me was last year was the first BYU game, just getting over the hump of those, big events that, whether it was, Colorado the previous year or Baylor in previous years, when they've come in here and you felt like, okay, you win this game and you get over the hump, and you prove that you are who you are.
Colorado was a better team, though. Like that, the get over the hump is when you're on an equal team or a team you've had a terrible history against.
I felt like that was a winnable game.
Right, winnable. That doesn't mean it's
Agreed.
Colorado was just better than you were.
I understand. But it was one of those games
that was a big moment. But I wasn't upset that you lost the Colorado game. It's the games like that you lost. You haven't lost those really with Joey McGuire. Maybe one, but you're better than average in those.
I look at those two Baylor home losses.
Yeah, I look at a Texas and Oklahoma win in the same year. Those were big wins.
Absolutely.
And that was his first year.
No question.
I mean, you do better in those than I think you're giving credit for.
No question.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire, and Chuck Heinz. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line, Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973 if you care to weigh in. Jeff on top of his game today, Jamie, with the Dallas Stars.
Every day.
I've missed a couple.
We missed one last week. So, And now the Dallas Stars fans
good thing the two of us don't ever make mistakes on this side of the glass.
Oh, no, I make them all the time. Yeah. I mean, I make them all the time. Yeah. No question. No question about it.
They need to win tonight.
We'll have Red Raider basketball on the air for you tonight at 7. Tip is at 8 o'clock, so 12 hours from now. Jamie's nervous? That'd be the right word to use? Jeff, are you nervous tonight, or are you confident?
Halfway. I mean, I think you're going to win, but I'm not like walking into this game thinking you're winning by 20. Now watch, you're going to win by 30, and it's going to be completely blown out, and it's going to be over in the first half. But I trust Scott Drew, and that sounds crazy. If you told me that 6 years ago that I would be saying that out loud, I would think you were crazy.
Trust him to do what?
He's a good coach.
He is a good coach.
Like, he used to just be a really good recruiter that could get really good guys and couldn't do anything with them. And since his run for the national championship, that it's been different for him. Mm-hmm. And I'm shocked that they're as bad as they are right now.
Yeah, I think there's some fairness to that you're surprised that they're down. And maybe that's the mark of a good program, when you're surprised that they're down.
Yeah, and as I've said this morning, Jeff just said he's surprised they're as bad as they are right now. I don't think they're that bad.
Okay.
I think they're
record-wise
a decent team who's had a tough Big 12 schedule to start the year.
Okay, so
I don't think that they're going to contend for the championship or anything like that, but that they could be 7th or 8th in this conference. That's where I think that they'll fall.
I think this is a 15-point win tonight for the Red Raiders, and I think when you get to the under 4 timeout, this game is over. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, I don't think this is a back-and-forth game down the stretch.
Will Christian Anderson, JT Toppin still be in?
Probably. Probably. This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line off the Double T 97.3 mobile app presented by Happy State Bank. Last night's game was the best college football championship game in a long time. Yes, I agree.
I would agree. Yep.
Very enjoyable game. Very competitive. The officiating was a little lax, but it was the same for both teams. Very entertaining game. Congrats to IU. Okay. All right, so here's my question for you guys. I want you to envision that Texas Tech is playing in that game last night. And I don't care. It doesn't matter which team, if they're playing IU or if they're playing Miami. I realize that with the bracket that they would have been playing Miami, but just imagine it's either team. How do you think the defense would have fared against those two offenses? And how do you think the offense would fare against those two defenses?
I don't think that either one of them would have scored. I think about what we saw last night. Okay. I think it would have been in the 20s. Okay. I was going to say I don't think either one of them would have got to 30. They didn't. So mid-20s would have not surprised me for them to score against us. And I think your offense would have been held short of 20 points.
Yeah. I would have been shocked if your defense gave up 27 points last night to either of those offenses. I don't know that your offense would have done any better than they did against Oregon.
Yeah, I think defensively you had a team that was going to hold them, either one of those offenses, into the teens. First of all, I don't think you would have had a block punt for a touchdown. You know, and frankly, that was a lazy play by Miami. That was just I don't know if you want to call it a brain freeze or whatever, but that, you know, you just did. I mean, they were set up to block the right side, and then the guy on the far right didn't block, and the Indiana guy just kept coming. He's like, oh, if you're gonna let me through, then guess what? I'm gonna block it. And you know, you look at that, 7 points. Now, granted, they would have had pretty good field position Indiana would have, because they're punting from their own 4-yard line or whatever after they backed the punter up. So they would have had good field position. And then the Miami kicker, I don't think your kicker, Stone Harrington, I don't think he doinks one off the goal like that, although he missed one in the playoff game. So nothing's automatic. But there's 10 points in that game that swing. Mm-hmm. So I just don't think your offense would have been able to move the ball against that Miami defense or even that Indiana defense.
Both of those defenses were also really good.
Yeah.
Just like yours.
Yeah. This Tech's defense could fare with anyone. Yeah, and I think that's the thing that you look at, that you kind of look at it and go, man, for all the years that we didn't have a defense.
Typical Texas Tech, all defense, no offense.
Well, and I'm sure that there's Houston Texan fans that kind of look at their team and go, man, I sure hope we can get some offense going, generating, because we got a defense right now that can win the Super Bowl.
I think it's tougher for Texans fans, because Texans fans know they got a great defense, but with his performance, and I'm not one that's off the bandwagon. I've been a fan of C.J. Stroud mainly because of how he handles himself and the person that he is. But I still think he's a good quarterback. He just had 2 really bad games back-to-back in the playoffs. So I think they are heading into this offseason going, even if they're big fans, they're thinking, oh, man, does CJ not have it? Does he not have that clutch gene? Is he struggle? Is he going to struggle with elite defenses in the NFL? Whereas the Red Raiders got to kind of wash their hands. Hey, we brought in a new quarterback. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to be better now because of this. I don't know that it's that simple. And I also don't think the struggles on New Year's Day were all about the quarterback. Mm-hmm. He was definitely a part of it. There's no way to get around that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was all on him.
No.
But it feels a little bit more with the Texans fans that they're worried that it was mostly about C.J. Stroud, those 2 playoff games.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.